There's just so many things that were a mystery to me, and I really need them to stay that way. This show doesn't need to keep showing me these new worlds. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Boys. We're now on season 4, episode 6, which is called Dirty Business. I mean, what isn't in this show, truthfully? Excuse me. I'm still a little bit sick, but feeling a bit better. Anyhow, in the last episode, we had literally Old McDonald's Farm of Horrors, and as we looked for the disease that was created in order to take out Soups, unfortunately, they had to use what they had, what little was left of the original vaccine, or not vaccine, original virus, to take out all these creepy modified animals. But we see that the chief scientist that was working on testing with it has been abducted by Billy to work and reverse engineer this virus and try to create it and actually make it work this time. Outside of that, unfortunately, we lost Huey's dad, I think, for real, which was sad but necessary. And Frenchie turned himself into the authorities because his conscience is eating him alive. So yeah, things are continuing to churn in all kinds of mess, and I'm very much looking forward to jumping into this episode and seeing where we're going to go next. So without further ado, let's jump in. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop episodes for this show or anything else of mine, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be in the know. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right now. I also heard the theory, some people were circulating online, that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is not
motherfucker.
Not actually there, that Billy's hallucinating him.
I could just bash your fucking head in, jog your memory.
Or, alternatively,
Maybe that's true. He didn't react to him speaking.
You cut off my fucking leg. You chased me here for what?
I think he explained it. You're still dying too, bro.
You all right?
You really ew.
yeah, right as rain.
Yeah, maybe it's right. Maybe they're right and he's hallucinating.
This has got to be a health code violation.
What he wanted.
Aw, his
Love made
dad's
him
ashes.
Our friend Frenchie just turned himself in for a bunch of murders he committed for this Russian mob boss, but
Damn.
Nick was upset that he didn't talk to her about it first. So
That's definitely the thing to be upset about.
Fuck are your friends?
Right? It's like,
Inmate refused visitation. Next.
yeah, Frenchie is wanting to wallow right now.
Story tonight begins with Jerry Brown, the Rand Corporation, and the...
Why do you even have that on? Thank you. Losing brain cells for what? That's right. Deep meditation. In through the nose, out through the mouth. There we go. There we go. Woosah.
Where are you?
Toronto, so we can talk.
They killed Cameron Coleman because they thought that he was the fucking leak. Listen,
I can't do this shit anymore, man.
I'm done. And let's process this shit together, all right? This is so fucked.
Right?
I'm fine.
You're not.
Focusing on work is exactly what I need to do right now.
Probably
Okay?
exactly what you shouldn't be doing, but all right. Since we're down Billy.
How are we supposed to sneak into an alt-right cocktail party?
Thought you'd never...
I mean, y'all are both so white.
Got your medicine.
Ew, do I want to know why? Is he okay?
I'm pretty fucked up.
Yeah, we can tell, bro.
Lube on the table here. Squeeze bottle, not the pump. The blue one on the right with the water.
I mean, this is the world. This is... Butcher would do it. So disgusting. How does MM get into all this? How does he get into this? What am I looking at? Why is it always his face? Why is it always his face?
Good.
No.
Purell or okay, yep.
More than Purell. Oh.
Need enough Purell in the fucking world.
Right?
How,
I would burn my skin. Things you just can't unsee from this show. Of course he has a painting of himself. I'm surprised it's not in some kind of a circular frame.
Please, we're all patriots here.
Seriously, A-Train, you should not be in this room. This is not the room for you. Or you, Sage.
To see your commitment to America. Greatest country on earth.
Says the Australian.
Can't you just smell the team up?
You know.
You're not even a real soup.
But let's get one thing straight. There's no team up.
Right?
We're not equals.
At all.
You're pathetic.
Precisely.
You can't even fly, for God's sakes. Come on, buddy.
And you probably had sex with every circular orifice in this room.
Not welcome at the adult table, did you not understand?
Oh, I thought you knew everything. Tech Night invited me. We go way back.
You need to stop lobotomizing yourself.
You don't get this from entertainment money. This is real money. 11 generations money. The Vernon family started out as slave companies.
I was like, I knew it. I knew it. Slavery.
Than any other company in the U.S. of A.
Shocking.
You know, I bet A-Train here would have given my great-great-granddaddy a run for his money.
Oh.
Huh? But we would have caught you.
Oh.
Is this
I guess
ready?
we'll never know.
You know, you could just snatch his heart out before anyone even noticed.
Ugh.
Oh my
God.
Ew. Oh God.
It smells like ass sweat and broken dreams in here.
Good.
Why would you smell it? I would douse that thing in bleach.
In Web Weaver's voice, motherfucker.
Copy, dog.
Close enough. Is there anything?
Ooh, that is ripe.
See, I couldn't do it because you can't burn your skin and live, you know, and I would need to do that.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. The 7 are here.
Shut up, he can hear you. Just plant them quickly. Like, do these guys forget that half these soups kept superhearing?
I'm so sorry.
Dog.
That's great. Well, you know, I've never been to an estate before. Do you guys have stables?
He wants to get in his web hole.
Good. Now, you're the virgin at prom. Go get finger popped.
This is just a little too close to what's going on in the world right now, man. It's terrifying.
You want to see the tech cave?
The tech cave? Sure. I mean, fuck yeah, dog.
Bro,
Oh, it's one of those
he wants to do very
foldable-
naughty things with you in there, so no. Huey. Huey, why would you not say no? Of course.
Huey.
Yeah. Basement.
Wow.
Oh, nope.
Raised me since I lost my parents. He's like a dad to me. Isn't that right, Elijah?
That's correct. Austin Knight.
Master. Yeah.
Been a father's guiding hand. You know?
No, I don't know. Please get out of there. I don't want to see any more.
This is all a little vanilla for you, but don't worry.
Vanilla? Don't you have a party? That is scarier. This right here is scarier than every horror movie I've ever watched.
Hey, dude, you fucking nuts. Put your mask
Hey, the face.
You ever meet a black ninja?
Lower your voice.
Yasuke. Oh, he was samurai. Never mind.
I booked Cirque du Vassar's show, Vivant, Music of the Bee Gees.
Oh, good luck, buddy.
Thought Fresh Farms was expanding their palm oil plantation, but the locals were bitching because they needed the river to survive or whatever the fuck. The war canceled 24 of them. Came back with a raging
Anything to be proud of?
Look, I know this is hard to imagine, but some people laugh at me. It's crazy. Right?
You almost did.
That they'll never walk again. They're not laughing anymore.
What is the moral of the story?
I'm starting to get why I gave Noir so much chub.
Every time you think, the deep can't get worse.
And a gang of halothane to go with it.
What does halothane do? This is why you don't take Temp V.
Are you all right?
No, clearly not.
Have fun.
Hallucinating dead people, whatever the hell this thing is.
Are you even trying to get him out anymore? Or is this just the same old bloodlust all over again?
Listen to Billy's conscience going.
Billy, come on. Saving the world? Really?
Kind of.
You're gonna
Homelander
kill-
taking over is a really bad thing.
Just end up with another.
She's not wrong about that, though. The idea is planted now, unfortunately. you, girl.
No, if the rape is legitimate, the woman's body has a way to reject that pregnancy. A nationwide ban on abortion is just good policy.
This show's really just trying to make... Yes, exactly. 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 That's what she'd rather do than listen to that man speak anymore.
The only way women like us have ever gotten what we deserved.
It's by taking it.
One hand in their pockets while the other slits their fucking throats. You in or out?
I wish I could tell you that she's wrong.
Firecracker, it's kind of a private conversation, but I'm sure the bar has some Sunny D and Everclear.
Exactly. He's like, whatever. I don't care about you.
It's your favorite. German chocolate. For the texture against the bare cheeks, right?
Huey, before they actually have to strip down and show your bare ass and this man realizes you don't have a blowhole in your back, can you please get out?
Mm-hmm.
Huey, what the fuck? What are you watching? Like, oh God, why is he coming?
Fart.
I can't do this.
Fucking hot.
Where are you?
You are just in time.
Of course she's into this. Run, Huey, run! Is that sandpaper? There's just so many things that were a mystery to me, and I really need them to stay that way. This show doesn't need to keep showing me these new worlds.
Yeah, we got to give Samir credit. Little fucker is a tough nut.
I feel like JDM has been playing the same version of or different version of the same character in many shows lately.
None of us do.
This is like Negan Light.
Applebee's with Tanya, helping Joe Jr. with his trick. Fucking
Sounding a lot like the
towel
Punisher storyline.
See, I couldn't square up who I was at home with the shit that I'd done.
Talk about that PTSD.
The real me likes to hear him scream.
Okay.
So now tell me, Billy, who's the real you?
This man allowed himself to get chained up. Good night, Huey. You deserve whatever happens to you, because I don't know how you're letting this happen.
I'm gonna sit my
Yes, yes, mistress.
Why is these scenes going on for so long? Please. I'm being punished and all I'm doing is supporting this show.
Yes.
Just thinking all these different words. You're never gonna think of it, Huey. It's probably something so basic and dumb. The way I don't care about your sob story, sis. Get back out there. Keep living your wonderful, wonderful dream.
Tried to leave her behind like she was a different person, but she's me. She saw me
There
and
you
I
go.
said that was fucking awful.
Accountability.
I'm sorry.
She's still gonna do something.
I'm so sorry. Fucking whore.
She might have bought it for a second. Please, someone rescue Huey before rescue me! Forget Huey! Rescue me!
You having a good time?
No, I'm having the worst time ever. Please, I need this to end.
Well, just one last thing. What's your safe word?
Exactly.
Sometimes you just gotta make your own.
Wow, this took a dark turn.
And then fuck them.
I'm sorry, Huey. I really want to feel bad for you right now, but there's no way in hell I would let myself get chained up down there. All you had to do is say, like, you got to, do something upstairs again. I don't care. Everybody just straight up ran.
I said stop fucking moving.
Doesn't she have enough problems? Expelled, told a boy to eat a bag of dicks, and then broke his arm.
No!
She's fine. We gotta go. Of course. Of course that's the book. Hurry up! We don't have time to figure... Let's go! We can't have a panic attack right now. We gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go! He's fine. It's a panic attack. He's fine. Go, Kumiko, he needs help.
Y'all are supposed to be undercover. What the fuck did you do? Shit. Damn.
Wait, did she get up or did Kimiko move her?
What the hell just happened?
Don't have enough books to explain. Let's just go. Huey is about to get violated more. Finally. No, he's so not okay.
Brain damage. But now I could really go for a Crunchwrap Supreme and a Simeon.
Damn.
She sees up close what a doddering slave to the woke mob singer really is. How great the threat really is.
Oh my God.
Replaces us with a bunch of transgender illegals that will do everything.
Wow, just a bunch of words.
Be our appointees, obviously.
And the military's reaction?
Yeah, you're not smart enough for this, Homelander.
Of course.
He's gonna kill everyone in here, and they deserve it.
As if civil servants resign.
Look at that.
En masse.
Things you
With
require
all due
brain
respect,
for,
sir.
Homelander. Come on, smart man. What were you telling Sage? You're smart too?
Truly.
What are the answers?
Sage.
That probably had an ass in it.
Truth is, America's not a democracy.
Never has been.
You should be able to operate without any regulation or restriction whatsoever. After all, you're billionaires. You are smart enough to know what's best. Bottom line.
Here, here.
Upstaged again, Homelander, because you're a dummy. I think I like lobotomized Sage better. Yeah, you're always going to be second fiddle in your own life, loser.
Do you know how fucking dead you all are?
Who the hell is this guy?
Oh, fuck!
He's probably getting off on it, just so you know.
Lanio, get help, boy!
He's going to tell you how to torture a masochist.
All of his bank accounts. Just needs a retinal scan.
Wait, what do you do? No, don't you fucking do it! No!
Thank you. What was that about all that generational wealth that you stole from all those slaves' backs?
How about...
Let's give it to all the Black.
$40 million to Elizabeth Warren's super PAC. How's
Yes!
that? No,
and to Black. Please give it to the NAACP.
Fuck you!
Oh, it's gone.
Ready to talk?
Eat shit!
100 million.
Thank you.
No, not those people! Fuck you!
Do it. Do it anyway.
What deal?
They'll fucking murder me. No, they'll fucking murder me.
Hit end. Hit enter.
They need places across the country to put their dissidents. Look, I don't know anything else, okay? That's all.
He's talking about internment camps.
Yep, all the humans. Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Hey! Stop! What are you doing?
Yeah, this is something he owned.
I cleaned cum out of too many goddamn holes to count. But prison camps?
Mm-hmm.
Will make it look like an accident. You always admired David Carradine.
Okay. That's why you don't treat your subs poorly, sir.
The safe word.
Oh.
It was Zendaya.
Thanks. I don't need to know it now. Oh, God.
Not quite. Panic attack.
Yeah, you said a panic
Folks
attack.
mix it up all the time.
It's her choice to keep showing up. Frenchie might, just might, decide to see her one day. I'm wondering if the actor had something going on. Whole episode without him. Possibly multiple.
Tech Knight's dead.
As he should be. He was dying anyway.
You're the one that let Starlight get away.
Exactly.
So how do I know that you're not the leak?
Because I'm not smart enough to be a leak.
My whole life. On the outside looking in.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I've been taking pills so I can start
attracted to you.
lactating for you.
This about loyalty.
She about to squeeze out some milk for you. The gasp. He just got a hard on.
You did this for me?
I'll do anything for you.
This episode is just trauma after trauma.
That's my good little boy.
Might be the most disturbing thing I've seen all episode.
Ashley rubbed one out while she tickled my feet.
Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark.
I'm not fine.
Yeah, that was a lot right after.
I'm really not fine.
Still grieving your father. Did you bathe in bleach?
It's what we realized in the lab. To make the virus strong enough to kill Homelander would evolve into something unstable.
What you mean unstable?
As in, we don't know how it'll affect people. Yeah.
No one with Compound V in their bloodstream would be safe.
A global fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
We're talking about killing every soup on Earth.
Like his daughter.
That's Annie, Kamiko.
Ryan, no one ever said nothing about genocide. Is that a fucking joke?
He's insane.
Who was it that said that?
You're insane, Billy.
And a lot of them are innocent, okay? I know you.
Shut your fucking cake hole, bitch!
See, that should be your indicator that this man is not real.
Wait a minute.
Let me guess, this guy died a while ago.
Fuck's that supposed to mean? You're me.
Poor guy's like, can I please be unchained?
The real Joe Kessler?
Died, right?
He's dead in the Pangier Valley, motherfucker. You
As
never
soon as he said he went away to missions.
I'll be back at the end of the table in no time. We'll get Ryan's head clear.
No, not the Fight Club. What in the Fight Club?
Unless, of course, you got a big old fat V-up brain tumor, you cunt, which is why you are seeing me in the first place.
Yeah.
Which is why when I tell you you want to do this, I am literally telling you that you fucking want to do this.
But you don't.
That is home.
That was a very Negan line. It really was. I'm sorry. Yeah, what are we going to do about that, Billy? You completely lost your shit, sir. Oh, messy. Billy boy, what are you gonna do? You know it's a problem, but are you gonna do anything about it? That is the question. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 6, and yes, dirty business indeed. Things, yeah. The plot is definitely getting thicker. That's really what I got from this episode, is that the layers and the amount of absolute mayhem that might ensue if Homelander's plot comes to fruition is actually terrifying. And the more that the boys are learning and realizing that they have to figure out how to stop it, this is really where the crux of everything really comes down. I guess we'll talk about the shorter part of the episode first. Frenchie, as I said, I'm thinking maybe the actor must have had to take a step away from filming perhaps, because he was not in this episode at all. And the fact that he's refusing visitors, like, that says to me the actor was not probably on set at all. And they're saying we don't know like when he's gonna want to see visitors. So, and everything, like his whole storyline this season thus far has been leading up to kind of this absence. So I don't know the situation. I'll probably look it up after I'm done this recording if maybe the actor had to go for some reason. Hopefully it's not permanent. But anyway, Miss Frenchie, Mrs. Little Crazy, slightly intoxicated ass on this show. But anyway, I'm hoping that whatever it is, like I said, he's not gone for the rest of the season, or if that is the case, that he'll be back in the next season. But anyhow, poor Kamiko, I understand how she feels, really, just a little bit lost without him. Frenchie was her first connection in The Boys, and it's definitely her best friend by a lot of counts. And I just feel like there's also something very interesting still going on between the two of them. Like, I know that at the beginning of the season they said the two of them romantically was not going to work because it was weird, but it doesn't seem that way to me. I feel like there's more going on here, but both of them have so much going on that, like I said, it's fine that they're keeping it platonic at the moment, or maybe forever. But anyway, kind of sad though, because I do think she feels very lost without him. I think that Frenchie's very much a grounding source for her, and him not being there is definitely making her feel a bit like she has no place right now. And also I think she just feels like a bad friend because she didn't realize that things with him were to this point. But Frenchie didn't want anyone to know, otherwise he would have talked to her. But anyhow, on to this really bad mission. We see at the beginning of the show that Huey was doing his father's final wishes, which was, I guess, spreading his ashes along this tour in New York. Hey, whatever makes people happy, right? If that's what his dad wanted, so what his dad wanted. He, of course, is in the denial phase of the grief. I shouldn't say of course, but for many people, the grief ladder is not linear. So, in the beginning, he was definitely in the denial stage. I don't want to think about it. I'm fine. Everything's fine. No, I don't know of anybody who is very close to their parent that does not feel that loss very significantly when it happens. But I also understand Huey not wanting to sit in that feeling. It's a terrible feeling. It's scary to have to sit in your grief and face it. So he threw himself into this mission, which would have been better for probably Butcher, or Butcher probably could have found somebody to do this mission that would be less suspicious. But they decided to try to do it and get into this party because they realize they need to find out what's going on, what Homelander's long-term plans are, because none of them really know what's going on here, because Sage's brain is operating at a level that no one in the boys could possibly begin to imagine. And we see that poor A-Train is definitely having a crisis. Understandably, he's terrified. This is very, very dangerous game that he's playing. Homelander really could take him out at any given second. It's interesting. I saw a lot of people online debating about whether or not they're saying, oh, A-Train could outrun Homelander, but I'm like, could he? We don't know how fast Homelander is, but I think we can assume he has super speed. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's faster than, or at least the same speed as A-Train. And the other thing is that it's not just that. Like, Homelander could be flying and lasering at the same time. All he has to do is do one good cut across A-Train's Achilles heel, and that's it for him running, right? It's not a fair fight, right? A-Train would lose to Homelander. There's no doubt about it. There's a reason A-Train is scared of him. So I understand when he saw what happened to the news anchor dude that he's like, I don't know if I should still do this. Like, this is how they treated the person they thought was the leak. What do you think they're going to do to me? And we see that MM was able to talk him, at least talk him down from completely quitting. That was hilarious, though. He said he ran to Toronto because we all know that The Boys is filmed in Toronto. That was funny. But anyway, we see there's this party that is going on. And honestly, that was one of the most triggering. This whole episode was just trauma after trauma on multiple levels. The mental trauma of listening to these people who are unfortunately a reflection of some of the very wealthy and powerful people that exist in powerful positions in westernized countries today, and the mindset that they have, and how if people don't really diligently do what needs to be done to protect their own rights and freedoms, they can be manipulated and in fact just completely taken away from you. I'm not going to get too much into it because I don't want to get into politics here, but I think a lot of people know, like, it's no accident. I don't think that it was any accident that the writers' room at The Boys decided to write their season this way, knowing that it would be coming out in 2024. And they're using this show as an allegory so that maybe, doing the direct conversations might be a little bit much for people, but I'm really hoping a lot of people are picking up what the show is trying to put down about how important it is to stay informed and to, make certain decisions and live your life in a certain way. And really just mostly take in knowledge and understand what's going on around you to make sure that you are in fact doing what you can to protect yourself and the future that you want for yourself and the people you care about. But yeah, it's just listening to some of the viewpoints that exist out there that blow my mind were just very triggering. That scene where Victoria was listening to this man mansplain what abortion is to a woman, an educated woman, like the way that she was ready to make her own head explode. Like, yes, that is exactly how so many women feel when men try to talk to us about the inner workings of our own bodies, try to dictate to us what we should know and understand and feel about things that they literally cannot have any possible concept of what they're about. It is mind-blowing and the fact that he was dead serious, the audacity of it, it's crazy. And the fact that so many women have to sit there calmly and do their best to not return in kind with the level of condescension and often disrespect that we're often given when communicated to in this way. Honestly, as I said, some people who have to work in these rooms and deal with these people, they are my heroes because I don't have it in me. I'm not a violent person, but I would have to leave. I would literally have just grabbed my stuff and like, that's enough for me today. I gotta go. And that'd be it. I wouldn't even explain myself because that's too much. But yeah, the party was triggering that part, but on a mental level. I thought it was a very interesting conversation between Sage and Victoria when Victoria was like, understandably looking at Sage as a black woman and being like, okay, you're the smartest woman in the world, a person in the world, and you're black and you're in this room, which as you notice, no one like you in this room on purpose. why are you doing that? Why do you want me also to be in this room? Because even though they don't really talk about it in this show, I know that in real life, the actress who plays Victoria Newman is not of, I believe that I think her background is Middle Eastern. I could be incorrect about that, but I think the point is she's not North American by her background. But anyway, she's basically like, we are two women that don't belong in this room. And like, why do you want me in here rubbing shoulders with them? Why would you want to do that? And she gave that story about her grandmother who got sick and how obviously with her abilities, she was able to literally come up with a cure for cancer. And she's like, I brought it to the people who would be necessary to make that cure happen. And they basically ignored her because she was a girl. And let's also add the layer, let's be honest, she was Black. And they probably assumed she couldn't possibly be that smart. And also, there's a lot of other conspiracy theories around how the medical industry does not want a cure out there because they make a lot of money off of treatment. But anyway, you know, her face through that whole conversation, the pain that she was clearly trying to keep back, she basically was like, you know, I could do all these things. My ability, she's like, I could cure cancer. I could cure most major diseases. I could reverse global warming. I could literally do all the things that would help this world be a better place. But it doesn't matter because in the end, there are humans like the people in this room who will never let that happen because it's going to affect their bottom line in some way. So in the end, she's like, people suck. She's like, humans, they're terrible. So why would I want to go out of my way to protect them and help them when they don't even care about me? They didn't care about me when I was a young girl. They didn't think my voice mattered. So why should I take what I have, this stuff that I could use to benefit the world and help them? And in the end, I hate to say it, but the sad reality is she probably wouldn't be able to get most of the things that needed to be done pushed out there across the world because there would be people standing in her way to stop that from happening, most likely for monetary reasons, right? Because even today, we see how unfortunately rich billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies stand in the way of things that can make our world better because it affects their bottom line. So anyway, she basically said people suck. And the reality is if you want to make changes, if you want things to happen, you can't do it by going about it the diplomatic way or even going about it in the direct way. She's like, the way that people like us get heard is, like she said, one hand in their pocket while the other slits their throat. That's a very pessimistic way to look at it, of course, but she's not 100% wrong. The sad reality is that a lot of people who've managed to get things done have had to maneuver in maybe less than direct ways to make it happen. And that's kind of her reasoning. And she basically said that to Victoria. Like, do you really think that people are going to listen to you just based on who you are as Victoria Newman? Or do you think you're going to have to do some things to make that happen? So yeah, unfortunately, some of the stuff she said does have a ring of truth. And we know that Victoria is very much in her desperation era. And that's one of the reasons why she's even doing all of this, right? So that was kind of the political side of the party. We also saw some stuff with Firecracker. I really don't care much about her, and to be perfectly honest, but her trying to get Homelander's attention, being dismissed because, you know, who wouldn't? And her getting upset about it. As I said, I really don't care about her sob story, honestly. And we see that her and Annie have a moment. Annie actually gives her a heartfelt apology, and I think it actually does affect Firecracker to an extent because truthfully, I do think Firecracker wants the apology, but Annie was also distracting her. This really wasn't the time. And I think also that Annie is still very salty at her for, you know, spreading her personal business out there. But anyway, that was kind of what happened at the party, the mental trauma there. Then there was the stuff in the Tech Knights special room. I'm not getting into details. I really just hope my brain will eventually at some point just delete all of that. I don't know how. I did close my eyes through a lot of it just because honestly, ew. But honestly, as I said, I can't even feel sorry for Huey because there's no way you would have gotten me that far. As soon as I see whips, chains, all that, I'm getting right back in the elevator. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I forgot something I forgot my stove. The stove is on in my house. The kids in the house, the cats, and I gotta go. I don't care. I make up anything. I'm not going in. But anyhow, it turned out to be the right thing in the sense of eventually when he got rescued, we see that they were able to get information out of Tech that the reason that they're working with him is because his family owns prisons, and that eventually one of the contingencies of this whole plan that Homelander's trying to put into motion is that anybody who dares dissent against this new regime that he wants to put out there, they're going to end up in these prisons, basically turning them into internment camps. And I'm sure it's not going to just be, you know, people who don't agree for the political reasons. It's going to be minorities, anyone of sexual orientations that they don't like, anything that a very small subsection of that room deems as appropriate. If they don't fit in that little mold, they're going in there. And so, yeah, I really love that scene where whoever that sub was, I don't know who they were, but they were the hero of the episode because they made sure that man was, what was it? I think at least $300-400 million poorer after that. Because that man having the audacity to look right in A-Train's face and be like, yeah, my money comes from slavery. And from there, we went straight into the modern slavery of the prison system. And I wish that was just hyperbole for the show, but I've definitely heard stories from people of talking to folks who have literally bragged about that kind of thing in front of them, Black people, just proud of that type of thing, just saying that out loud. And that's crazy to me, really crazy. But yeah, again, good on A-Train, because if I had the power to literally drag that man to the moon and back before anyone even noticed, I would do it. That's just me. But digressing, yeah, they finally figured out that part of the whole plan. And as I said, very scary, very, very, very scary. And, Annie and Huey have all this information now because of the taps. And they definitely have Victoria in a chokehold now because, damn, they have her having that whole speech on tape. So anyway, what to do? Where do you even start? Where do you even cut the head off of the dragon to even stop a plan like this? Because all the people in that room readily agreed to whatever Victoria was presenting. And sad, that everything she was saying in that speech was not how she really felt, but she surrounded herself with enough people who think this way to know exactly what they wanted, which is just terrifying and sick when you think about it. So yeah, speaking of where do you even cut the head off of that snake, we go into Billy. Billy not doing well. He's getting sicker and sicker, it seems. And we now have the confirmation of that. Again, I didn't personally think of it last episode, but I read online that a lot of people were saying that his friend JDM was not real, that it was a hallucination, and that was proven real today. And I definitely picked up, since people said that, I looked for it in the episode, and right in the beginning I realized that Samir was never responding to anything JDM said. He was never even looking in that direction. So I was like, yeah, no, I think this is definitely all in Billy's head, and poor Samir realizes this man is crazy. But anyway, we see that Billy is trying to force Samir to make this virus, and the hallucination of Becca is telling him this is not what he needs to be focusing on. He should be trying to contact Ryan. He should be trying to reach out. And Billy just keeps saying that I need to do this. Is the only way I can get a shot at Homelander. It's the only way I can fix this. Billy thinks that taking out Homelander is going to be the key to ending all of these issues. But Becca brought up a very, very good point, which he said, like, Homelander is one person, like a very powerful, very scary, big problem of a person, but still one. And if you take him down, another will just rise in his place. And it's true right now, there's no one else that's quite like him short of Ryan, but it's the idea, right? You can kill a person who might be a representative of an idea, but once the idea is out there, it doesn't matter. The ideas don't necessarily die with people. And that's what Becca's trying to tell him, aka his conscience, his good sense, which is still somewhere in there, is trying to tell him is that this is not the right way to go, because what you're doing is going to hurt more than just Homelander. And then we got confirmation from Samir, who said that the reason I can't do this and I won't do it is because he's like, we can't create something strong enough to kill Homelander that's not going to become or evolve into something we can't control that's going to just affect anybody with V in their bloodstream. And that would be millions and millions of people, not to mention people that Billy knows personally. And also, as we know, Samir's daughter and the woman that he loves are both Supes. So he's like, I'm not going to create something that's going to take out the people I love. Like, that makes zero sense. But it's literally the devil and the angel, right, on each shoulder that are fighting with him. And then, of course, in that moment, that's when Billy recognizes that he is losing more of a grip than he thought, because obviously he knew he was hallucinating Becca, but it just didn't even occur to him that he was hallucinating this other guy. After he mentioned that, when the other guy mentioned that he'd gone off on missions and he was doing all these things for the country, I was like, he's probably gone. He's probably not alive either. So yeah, that's when Billy really woke up to the reality that he is very much devolving. His health is devolving, and that this tumor, and I think this thing is saying that it is the tumor, right? Basically that the tumor is what's representing itself or manifesting himself like this. So again, I'm not sure if, like I said, the stuff that we're seeing move around is real, or if that's just how it feels to Billy, but I'd be interested to see if it really is some weird evolution of him trying to take V when he was sick, possibly. I don't know. But either way, that was kind of crazy. Oh, and actually that reminds me, that conversation that he's having with himself, but with JDM, where JDM's talking about who's the real me. And he's like, you know, I'd have a hard time. He's like, yes, going away for missions was hard, but coming home was harder. And that reminded me, I said it in the episode, it reminded me of The Punisher. If anyone watched Netflix's The Punisher, really good show if you haven't seen it. But the lead character had a very similar speech in there where he talked about, because, you know, for those who are, if you're completely oblivious to what The Punisher is, the lead character is a former military special ops kind of guy, and he's gone away for a lot of very, very brutal missions. And anyway, he was saying a similar thing about how coming back and trying to resettle into civilian life was the hardest part of his job, because just like JDM's character said, the reconciliation between doing the absolutely brutal and terrible things you have to do for that job to coming home and, you know, doing mundane tasks like taking out the garbage, that type of thing can really mess with your brain. And that's why a lot of people who work in that type of work often have very severe PTSD and also have a lot of other issues surrounding their mental health, because it is very difficult, because your brain is not really meant to compartmentalize like that, to go into such a brutal and dark place and then have to switch that off to be a loving, kind, benevolent person at home, right? Those two things literally are the antithesis of each other. So, you know, him saying that that was very difficult and he had to start asking himself, who is the real me, was very much Billy asking the same question. And I believe this is probably something that stems all the way back to when he was with Becca, right? That he probably wanted to be the loving, soft, caring, mundane husband when he was home with Becca, but he couldn't figure out how to be that person, but also the same person that was doing all this crazy stuff for the CIA that was very dark and very twisted. Like, Billy's superpower is that he really is good at coming up with very ingenious but often brutal ways to deal with situations, and he's also willing to do the ugly things, right? We heard him say that to MM earlier this season, but the price of that is that the other parts of his life that he also needs, like love and affection and partnership and companionship, they suffer because he doesn't know how to separate the guy who has to do this with the person who needs to be the right person to receive this, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, just kind of some very real moments that Billy is starting to consider a lot more of now that he's realizing that his mortal clock is ticking. And it's sad because, as I said, I think a lot of people who are in hard jobs definitely experience this to a degree. And so I just thought that was a very interesting conversation, and again gives us more insight into the way that Billy's head works and why it is so hard for him to connect with people. It's not because he doesn't want to, because he doesn't care. But as I said, I don't think he knows how to flip that switch between those two people he feels he needs to be. And I think he's scared of the possibility that he is this person. But I don't think it is that he is this person just because he doesn't hate what he does, and that he does maybe somewhat enjoy it. But, you know, but I just think it's unfortunately a very weird, messy conundrum that one who has to do these types of things has to deal with. And I don't know the answers because I don't have to do that. But yeah, very interesting take, and also kind of dovetails into that little bit that we had of the Deep this episode, talking to Noir. Noir, who's ready to quit because he's sick and tired of no one giving him any type of direction as to what this man's supposed to be. And also because he doesn't feel as that he's a very violent person. And the Deep basically showing us that he continues to devolve, but basically saying that what the reason why he became a violent person was because people don't take him seriously. And again, saying that one of the reasons he enjoys violence, or the reason he leans into it, is because it makes people stop laughing. And so it was a dark thing. And as I said, it's just like, really, the Deep, like, don't you have enough things that are wrong with you? But understandable, unfortunately, because that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people do become violent. It's because it gives them a false sense of power, right? They think that being violent or being able to hurt people makes them feel less vulnerable and scared. Very sad there. But yeah, I like that correlation that they gave with Billy. And then I feel like that just kind of translated into what we saw with the Deep as well. But yeah, outside of that in the episode, MM having a panic attack, unsurprising. That man is a big stress ball at all times. Him feeling some type of way about shooting Sage, but again, that's because Sage got into his head first. But I honestly think she wanted to get shot. We all know my girl likes to get lobotomized. And I think she knew that that's what's going to happen. But sad, you know, like the way she's been doing her homework on MM, and clearly she's having him followed or watched. But again, I think these guys really need to understand in The Boys that Sage is who they need to be worried about. They're looking at Homelander too much and not recognizing that the man that couldn't even give a proper political speech in a room could not come up with this mastermind plan on his own. That he just does not have the capability. He doesn't have it in him. Sage is who they need to worry about, and how they can either take her down or figure out a way to convince her to stop working with Homelander, which of course would probably mean her death at this point. But yeah, who knows? If anyone could work being a double agent best, it would be her. Speaking of being a possible double agent, last scene was absolutely but yeah, good on Firecracker, I guess. She was looking for her way in to get to Homelander, and she figured it out. Just like Sage said, you know, she suggested to Ashley, Firecracker got there first, started taking them lactation pills, and now she's able to give Homelander what he wants, that straight from the source stuff. So yeah, she's gonna be probably, well, she will have a special place for Homelander for now, but we all know that with Homelander, it is a very fickle place to be, so she better not get too big for her britches. But for now, annoyingly, she's definitely going to be sticking around for a while, so Sage is probably gonna have to learn to start watching her mouth around her, which is sad because not only is Firecracker a jerk, but she's racist, so that's gonna suck for Sage, but Sage probably shouldn't have pushed her quite that hard. I mean, she somewhat deserved it, but yeah. When you're in a dynamic like where Sage is at, she should know that there's certain ways to push for what you want, and know that there's a time not to push. But anyway, we'll have to see how things go, because things on the 7, of course, are just a chaotic mess anyway. So yeah, that might not be a bad thing. I like when Homelander's house is not in order. And quite frankly, if he loses Sage, his plan's going to start falling apart pretty quickly. So maybe that's not such a bad thing after all, now that I think about it. But yeah, a lot in this episode. A lot, as I said, a lot of traumatic things on a lot of levels. But again, just showing us how big the stakes really are here. It isn't just about Homelander and the Supes anymore. It's about the bigger ripple effect of what will happen if the boys don't figure out a way to stop this plan in some way, shape, or form. Another good episode, guys. Very, very timely, as I said. Very, very timely. A lot to digest, but very, very good. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love. And I will see you in the next one.